Hello. Good morning, all. Make sure my mic is set correctly here and that you all are on mute. Wait a minute. That's okay. Let me see. Input. Yes. Okay. Whew. Got you a little loud, it looks like. Let's see. See if that's any better. Is that any better? Yeah. Okay. I'm talking to my little input level bars. They look to be okay. How's y'all's weekend? Did you guys do anything fun? I did something fun. I just hung out with my mom. We stayed down here in our apartment. My sister came down a couple of times, and we just all kind of hung out. Me and mom watched Hallmark Channel all day, and let's see what else. I worked on my computer, and she was just kind of. We were taking care of the dog because she didn't feel good, and my dog's a really picky eater. Spice, you might have heard of her, and yeah, she's a really picky eater. So we were kind of like trying to take care of her. And then in the afternoon, we were going to make a cake, but mom decided again against that and said, let's go ahead and make cupcakes. So we didn't know if it would yield 12 or 24, but it yields 24. So now we've got these cupcakes, but they're triple chocolate fudge or triple dark chocolate, one of those, but there's 3 kinds of chocolate in it, in the mix. And then we made this icing with peanut butter. She found a recipe for a peanut butter icing, and with only 200 calories. And, so we made that and we put that on top of the cupcakes. It was so good. It was so good. It was very good. So I want to see people. Anyway, I have a couple of things that I want to talk about today. Being that it is a Monday. Now, this is very serious. You can either have a manic Monday or you can have a motivating Monday. You can't have both because it just doesn't work that way. And believe it or not, the way you have either one of those is up here, the bad one and the good one. I hate to even, I don't even like to try and inspire people because I know how it feels. You want to dig your heels in. And I'm going to tell you the first thing why you should even care at all. Okay. The reason you should care and you should get out of bed and you should go take a shower and feed yourself and feed the animals and whatever else you got to do. The reason you need to care is because I know I'm pretty darn sure that you have a loved one here in the world that would care deeply and would hurt deeply if something happened to you. If you got too far off the rails, if you decided not to get out of bed and you kind of went on the streets, you didn't work and all kinds of things can go wrong. And I know that there's at least one person that would miss you, because the reason that I'm pretty sure of that is because you haven't made it to adulthood, probably not to adulthood. Think about it this way. Unless you had at least one friend, you just wouldn't. You would already be on the streets or you would already be whatever. But if you are watching this and you are over the age of 18, you've at least got one person that would care if something happened to you. So when you're laying there in bed and you're thinking, I'm just not getting up today, I'm done, I give up, I'm just not going to do it. I think that every day for like a half a second, but knowing that my mom and my sister would, because they love me, come and kick my ass, and then they would pull in my sister's sisters-in-law, and my mom would pull in our cousin, and everybody would be involved in trying to get my butt up out of bed. And I'm not going to go through that embarrassment. There is no way. So I get up. Now, I'm not in a desperate state right now, But if you are in a desperate state, I urge you to please call a resource that I'm going to look up right now, a resource that will help get you some help. Okay. All right. All right. Call this number. It's going across the screen below. If you really feel that there isn't anyone who would benefit from you getting out of bed, and I am totally all seriousness here, it's not anything to mess about with. It's just not. And if not for the embarrassment factor or the humiliation factor, think about it this way. Do you really want your book to be written that way? No, you don't. You really don't. And you can listen to me on here every day at 11 o'clock, Monday through Friday. I will be right here. If you need more than that, then please leave me a message or call the number that's scrolling across the bottom of your screen. That is the National Suicide Prevention Line. And if you are watching this and you feel that you need that, call and talk to somebody. Help is there. So somebody can talk to you with the education and requirements that it needs to be eligible to talk to you in a professional manner. I am not a medical professional. I am not a medical professional. So I can't advise you on medical things. I can only provide you resources. So, but my next trick and my next trick of bag of tricks. The next thing I was going to talk about is the second thing you have to do is try not to rebel. You heard me. I know you want to dig your heels in and you want to just be stubborn and say, no, I'm not doing it that way. I'm going to do it myself. I'm going to do it my own way. That's a rebelling. That's a childish response. Childish response and a rebellious response because you don't want to do what you don't want to do. And you think if you don't do it, then you're going to get out of it and everything's going to be rosy without it. No, it doesn't work that way with some of these things that happen in life. Yes, most of life, you can control the outcome and what the change is because it's your decision. But sorry, the mowers are outside. But when it comes to deciding to get out of bed and then you find your person and you're like, okay, well, I'll get out of bed and that's it. And you decide to rebel and dig your heels in. Come on. I mean, it's so much harder on you if you do something like that. If you try to rebel and stick your heels in and just not want to do what you don't want to do. So try not to rebel. Every time you feel yourself thinking, I'm not going to do that, in that tone, I'm not going to do that. No, you can't. That's you telling yourself that you are going to rebel and you're about to throw a little bitch fit. And you need to stop because you are not doing yourself any good. In fact, you're making things like 20 times worse for yourself, if not more. So you really need to try and not to rebel. Now, you got those two things under your belt. You got out of bed. There you go. And you're trying not to rebel. It means that you're kind of accepting the fact that, all right, shit, I got to do this, and it sucks. And you're going to have to do this every day. This is a daily fight, but we're only going to take it today. And the first step after that is take a shower and get dressed and then eat. Okay. So you got to take care of your basic needs first. And if you have any medicine, make sure to take your medicine. Second step, is be in contact with at least one or two people that day. Go out in the world. Go to a movie. Go to lunch at a restaurant. You know, go take a walk. Do something that gets you out into the world. Go sit outside if you have a nice place to sit outside and read a book. You know, do something that gets you away from that couch. That couch, put it this way, that couch is like a coffin. It is a living coffin. Me and mom hung out all weekend on the couch, and we both knew we had to get up and do stuff on Monday. So that's what we're doing. And if you know that you're going to do it and you feel that you are healthy enough and you know that you have the strength to do it and to get back up, that's fine. That's all good. That's a thing, we binge on Netflix and Amazon Prime and Hulu and things like that. But it's best to do it with a buddy. It's not really good to just do that by yourself. You just put yourself right into the beginning of a tailspin and it just takes you down and it's a slippery slope, really slippery slope. So tell me where you're from, but hashtag replay. And let me see. Oh, I didn't mean to change that. Hold on. No, that's okay. So we are turning this around for you. And I want to go back to here. Take that off. And then I want you to remember these things, okay? These 3 things. You are always valued by someone, at least one person, like I was saying at the beginning. By the way, do you have coffee? I have coffee. Think about that person. And hell, if you think of that person and that helps you get out of bed, call that person and see if they want to go to lunch or whatever. If they're the closest person to you that you feel that you would do this for, call them. Pick them up and pick up the phone, call them. If you don't want to call them, text them, text them or go by and see them if they live close and just say, hey, you really helped me out today by just being my friend and you didn't even do anything. What person doesn't want to hear that? I would love to hear that. I do get to hear that sometimes. So you should know you are always valued. Okay, you know that. Next thing you need to know, this is 2 out of 3 that you need to know and go with into the world. You can only do what you can do. Don't try to pressure yourself into getting down because you can't do what, Jane Smith over there is doing. And she's like, got her makeup on, her hair fixed. She's on lunch from her work. And, she's got her cell phone and she's talking and laughing to somebody on the phone. Don't put yourself in competition with her. She didn't just fight that fight that you did in the morning to get up out of bed. Now, even if she did, it was her own fight and her own entry points are different from where yours are onto the tracks of life. Okay. But you cannot command. I looked at my command key on the keyboard. You cannot compare yourself to other people and the tracks that they are on. You cannot compare your journey to somebody else's journey. Your start points are different. Your situations are different. Nobody else has the exact same human brain that you do. Think about that, how awesome that is. We all have different brains. Billions of us have different brains. It's amazing, right? Plus, there's way more people dead in heaven than there are, on earth. It just blows my mind. But anyway, so that's the second thing. And then the third thing out of these 3 things that you need to remember. Okay. You need to feel confident. You need to do one thing that you know how to do. That it's your jam. You know that you can do it. Like with me, I know that I can get on a laptop and navigate a laptop and look up things on the web, and I can, make something in Canva, or I can, organize and plan my next year or whatever. I can do lots of little things like that. You might not think it's a big deal, but if you can do something, do it, because what it's going to do is it's going to help drive up your self-confidence and self-esteem. So do something that you feel confident doing. Now, if you've done all of these, which include why to even care at all and to get up out of bed, okay? Trying not to rebel, okay? Then you've got to take care of yourself. You need to shower and eat, do your basic needs. Then go out into the world. Okay, so that is 4 things. All right. You do those things every day. And I will, you know what, Leanna, just do that. Let's see. The next step is go out into the world. Find someone to talk to. Okay. There. Now we've got those. Got those in the chat. And then you need to remember all day long, you are valued. You can only do what you can do. And you need to do something that makes you feel confident. Because I know you have at least one thing that you can do that makes you feel confident. Now, before I let you go off of here, and I also want to remind you this, okay? Let me take that off. Okay. Need to remind you this number scrolling across the screen is always there for you 24/7. They can help. They are medical professionals. I am not a medical professional. I can only give you an experience, look into my experience that I had. That's all I can give you. But I can urge you to do things, but please do take it with a grain of salt and know that I am not a medical professional. I am just somebody that would talk to you like a friend would. But if you want to get the professional advice, call this number. Okay. I should put a web address there too, huh? Daggone it. Why is it doing that? One second. All right. Now, you can take those down, write that number down, write that website down. And if you need to, hang up immediately from me. Either go to call that number or call 911 if you feel that you are in imminent danger to yourself or others. I'm deadly serious about this. This is nothing to joke about. However, if you feel that you can do these steps, meet me back here tomorrow at 11. Tell me how it went. I am really, really interested in knowing how it went for you. So I want to thank you. And just so you know, y'all got me out of bed today. I was in bed with my laptop and I remembered at 20 after 10. I was like, oh crap, I got to go on live. And means I had to move to the desk because that's where the light is and all that stuff. So anyway, I want to thank you for being you and being here and listening to me indulge my little inspiration tale channel. And have a good day. Okay. See you tomorrow.